We go tonight!
You've been the alpha for so long, Willa. It's hard to imagine you letting go of the position without a fight. But luckily, you didn't have to step down as number one. You had your doubts about Addison from the start, but she proved you wrong in the right kind of way. You might come off as mean and tough, but Willa, your bark is worse than your bite. We hope to see more of you in Zombies 3, if that ever happens.
Too much? Perfect.
Zombies 2 had a fresh storyline, an amazing soundtrack, and a pack of new and wild characters. The Disney Channel sequel had it all, movie mistakes included. We have 10 mistakes from Zombies 2 lined up for you. But before we start, we'd like to point out that this video contains some major spoilers, so keep watching at your discretion. If you're all up to date, watch until the end to find out which huge mistake disproves the Alpha Wolf legend. When we first meet Addison in Zombies, she's ashamed of her natural hair color, causing her to cover it up with a wig. But by the end of the film, she's ready to come clean about her hair color, so she takes off her wig. That's when we see that Addison's hair is collarbone length. However, come Zombies 2, Addison's hair seems to have grown 3 times as fast as it should have. Zombies 2 picks up at Seabrook High after a groundbreaking semester, so basically only a semester has passed since we first saw Zed and Addison fall in love on the small screen.
Who would have ever thought that a zombie and a cheerleader
change the world and have their happily ever after?
But if that's the case, how did Addison's hair grow so quickly? According to Healthline, hair grows an average of 6 inches every year, but Addison's grew over 6 inches in just under 3 months. Since Addison's hair is very different than everyone else's, it may grow at a faster rate. However, this was never explained, and it's being seen as a continuity error.
Watch and learn, Snowball. Ah, yes, my hair.
When the town of Seabrook finds out that werewolves are real, they panic and choose to restore the monster law. Half of the town is put under curfew, while the other residents are too afraid to leave their house. Willa and her pack choose to sneak their way into Seabrook High, where they can locate the white-haired alpha in the morning. But to do this, they have to keep a low profile, or else they risk getting caught. The pack dances their way into Seabrook High, where they take refuge in a vent.
The great alpha's near.
But this scene had a few mistakes that didn't go unnoticed by Eagle Eye fans. First of all, how did Willa, Wyatt, Wynter, and the pack get into the school? Last time we checked, schools were locked at night, especially during monster curfews. And most curiously, how did the entire pack manage to fit behind an air vent in the hallway? Seeing the wolves walk into the vent was like watching clowns casually stroll out of a clown car.
Focus. Remember, we're fierce.
Midway through Zombies 2, Zed catches Wyatt and Addison sharing a special moment, which leads him to say things he doesn't mean. According to Zed,
werewolves, they're not interested in fitting in.
And according to Addison, Zed is trying to fit in so badly, he's forgetting who he truly is. Zed lashes out on Addison.
Says the girl who wore a wig her whole life.
This leads to a heartfelt duet called Gotta Find Where I Belong, which is sung by Zed and Addison, who have just fought for the first time. But something a little strange happens during this duet. We see Addison walking through a hallway wearing her cheerleader uniform, but seconds later, when she turns the corner and walks out of school, she's wearing a light blue outfit instead. While it's normal for outfit changes to occur, the song seemed to be unfolding in real time, causing viewers to raise an eyebrow or two at Addison's spontaneous new outfit. We spotted more than one mistake in Gotta Find Where I Belong, but more on that later.
Come with us.
What's so important?
It's a well-known fact that werewolves and silver don't mix. However, there are a few inconsistencies surrounding this ancient fact in Zombies 2. While walking through the Seabrook High Trophy Hall, Willa, Wynter, and Wyatt reveal that wolves aren't scared of anything.
Except Silver.
Yeah, Silver.
Who takes?
And rabies.
But then, you can see a werewolf in the background grab hold of a silver trophy and start screaming when it burns his hands. This doesn't sound like something a scared werewolf would do, so we figured that Disney wanted viewers to know just how detrimental silver could be to werewolves. Problem is, near the end of the film, the wolves are handcuffed after being sprayed with a thick veil of silver smoke. Dale reveals that he sprayed them with colloidal silver, and claims that it will tame them, which it does. But here's the problem. Why didn't the silver smoke burn the wolves like the trophy did? Being sprayed by a liquid with silver attributes should have given the wolves some serious burns, but it never did.
If it's gonna hurt the werewolves, you have to stop it. You're right.
When we first reunite with Zed and Addison, they reveal that Seabrook and Zombietown have united forces to create a brand new civilization. However, everything falls apart when it's announced that werewolves are on the loose. Seabrook chooses to reinstate the monster law, preventing zombies from going to prawn and upholding their human rights. But wait, did anyone else think it was strange that Willa and her pack were accepted into Seabrook High with open arms, despite the monster law still being in effect?
This is not about politics. I always just felt like cheer could unite.
We mean the whole reason the monster law was reinstated in the first place was because werewolves were in town, and yet they were allowed to join the school, no questions asked. It just doesn't add up. What's even weirder is that Principal Lee didn't even get a choice in the matter. Addison and Coach decided to welcome the wolves without ever consulting her. How could monsters join the local high school when the monster law was in full swing? Can you explain this movie mistake? Sound off in the comments.
Now everything is just being handed to the werewolves on a silver platter.
Bree is Addison's best friend, and she has a huge crush on Bonzo, who likes her back. Problem is, Bonzo doesn't seem to speak English, whereas Bree shouldn't be able to understand a word coming out of Bonzo's mouth. But as it turns out, Bonzo and Bree have no problem communicating. During Zombies 2, Zed suggests that Seabrook High teach the students how to speak zombie.
Get zombie tongue taught as a second language.
Good.
So we know that it's not on the curriculum. So how does Bree understand the zombie language? She could have learned how to speak zombie on her own, since she does have a crush on Bonzo, but how did she master the language so quickly? When Bonzo asks Bree to attend the prawn with him, she says yes without missing a beat. Did anyone else find this strange? Keep watching for the biggest mistake in Zombies 2.
Bonzo's got an ear for languages.
Addison, Zed, and the Wolves go to extreme lengths to save the Moonstone from being destroyed in the power plant explosion. Sadly, the Seabrook power plant accidentally explodes after they win the fight. The Wolves are immediately affected, and many of them fall ill. When Zed visits the Wolves' hideout, he sees firsthand how the explosion is affecting them. Many of them are so sick they can't even stand.
They were wrong to destroy Seabrook Power.
But this rule doesn't apply to Willa and Wyatt. Despite their powers coming from the same energy source, Willa and Wyatt are seen standing upright and helping their packmates. Still, they decide to go to prawn and have a good time. This plot hole isn't super obvious, but the more we think about it, the less it makes sense. Wouldn't Willa and Wyatt be just as sick as the other wolves? And why would Willa, who is seen as the alpha, leave her pack behind when they need her the most?
There's not enough of us.
Earlier on in this video, we mentioned that there was 2 mistakes in the duet Gotta Find Where I Belong. The first one revolves around Addison's spontaneous outfit change, and the second one takes place near the end of the song, when day turns to night in the blink of an eye. Addison starts singing the 2-minute song while she's still at school, but by the time the song comes to an end, it's dark outside. Could it be that Zed and Addison's duet defies the hands of time like their relationship defies social standards?
Even when protesting for what's right, you bring people together.
It sure seems like it. Or perhaps time isn't as linear in Seabrook as it is in real life. This could explain the time jump that takes place in Gotta Find Where I Belong, as well as the mystery behind Addison's hair growth.
By the way, I love this new look. New hairstylist.
One of the biggest mistakes in Zombies 2 revolves around the magical Moonstone. Throughout the sequel, Willa reveals that without the Moonstone, werewolves will stop existing. However, when the Moonstone is destroyed in the power plant explosion, the werewolves fall ill instead of disappearing. But the biggest mistake of all is exposed when the Moonstone reveals itself to Addison and the Wolves. Midway through prawn, the students find out that the Moonstone has not been destroyed.
We have to get to it. Quickly, while we still can.
The Wolves are then able to recharge their crystals and cure themselves. But if the Moonstone was never destroyed in the first place, why did all the wolves get sick at the exact same time? It could be that the placebo effect came into play. The wolves thought the Moonstone had been destroyed, so their bodies tricked them into feeling sick. What do you guys think? Was this a major plot hole or not?
So it's only buried and not destroyed.
Zombies 2 was amazing, but there's one last mistake that we just can't shake, and it has everything to do with the legend of the Great Alpha. Ever since the wolves saw Addison's white hair at the beginning of the movie, they believed her to be the Great Alpha.
You are a leader, Addison, but of something a lot greater than cheer.
According to them, there's a prophecy that states that an alpha werewolf will lead the wolves to the Moonstone. However, when Addison finally tries on the werewolf necklace, it doesn't light up for her. So basically, she's not a werewolf. Still, she is the one who led the wolves to the Moonstone. So if Addison isn't the alpha wolf, there's a huge mistake surrounding the legend of the Great Alpha.
I thought everything would make sense if I was a werewolf.
Could it be that Addison really is a werewolf, but that Zed's Z-band supercharged her necklace, preventing it from lighting up? Or could the prophecy be wrong? Sound off in the comments, and be sure to tell us if you spotted any more mistakes in Zombies 2.
They think we're monsters.
We are monsters.
Give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to The Things for more. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.